What's good, people, and welcome to our round 16 final team and our captain picks. And we're really shaping up the team. I'm telling you what, I've done some trades to plan for some future moves because I've got a plan in sight that I want for my final team. But there's a few buy happenings which are inhabiting what I want to do, and a few break evens that I'm a little bit iffy on at the moment. So let's go straight into it. I will go through our moves and just have a look at what we've done. So I've done 2 moves. I was thinking about 3, but I'm not pushing it because I think that using the 2 and then potentially 2 more next week, we could be in that prime position. But we still have multiple spots on field to complete our team. So we've done 2 moves. We have traded out Sinclair, who's done his calf, for a Josh Worrell. I believe that the Crows have a pretty nice run home. I think that last time he played against Port, he played super well. And I'm looking to go Worrell. It was Worrell or Whitfield, but I'm a bit iffy with having as much GWS players in my team as I currently do, and then adding on top Whitfield just felt a bit wrong, and I wanted to go a little bit different, so we're going with Worrell because he's back in this week. A bit of speculation from Chad Corns saying that he was potentially dropped due to disciplinary reasons, which the Crows have denied, and he's back in the side, so not sure what's going on with that one, but in he comes. And then we've also moved off Murdoch, who has a pretty high break even. I think he's made enough for me versus Carlton at Marvel. I don't think he's going to get the high score he could. I think it's best time to move on is right now, or it was last week on that buy if you needed to. And we've gone with, I think his name is Anad. He is definitely the best of a bad bunch when it comes to downgrade options. He is the basement price, but he looks secure in that spot down back for the Tigers. I don't have any room for him in the defense, so I've swapped some things around to have him in my flex spot with intentions to potentially swap Hugo to that flex spot and then do something with an add on the bench. So that's where I'm going because I think that Hugo's actually a good scoring outputter, and I've got a lot more confidence in him on field than, of course, Alga, Anad, McKenna, and all that are playing there at the moment. But that frees us up a lot of cash to make multiple moves next week, and even further some more moves the week after, which is the plan. So the plan is for following moves is I don't like any of my forward options, except there is one that I want to keep an eye on this week. Has a massive break even, and that is Isaac Rankin. I just think out of all of the players I can have in that forward line, I have most confident in Rankin. I was really debating where I would go a pod move and go with Darcy Byrne-Jones because he's a little bit more of a distributor now that Farrell is in and out the port side. So I was potentially looking to go there, but I'm sticking with Rankin. I want to potentially wait for this week, see how he goes. Probably will lose even more cash with his break even up at 150 and then move on next week. And my defense, I have one bloke that I want and one bloke only, so that's why I have not made 2 trades. I'm letting Farrow play this week and see how that goes with Roberts out the side. I feel like he can kind of fill that void that Roberts was playing for Essendon. Make a little bit extra cash or tread water, and then I'm looking to go on the side Wangan Malira. I think that is an absolute no-brainer for the back end of the year with Sinclair going down. All the bowl is going to be ran through Nasiah. He's the one pick. If I had to make you choose one pick, it's Nasiah next week. You have to bring him in. Just my personal opinion. And then that leaves us. So say if we have, so we've got our team currently. We've got these lot here, Holmes and Dale, which will fill here and here. That means there'll be a Farrow here, which needs upgrading still. And then we've got our midfield. We've got everyone field in the midfield. Bont's on the bench, and we've got Cumming as a backup now. Rucks are probably the best ruck duo you can have at the moment. Jerry with his change and roll, a little bit up in the air. Grundy also double rucking with Laddams. I think the Gon and Jackson setup that we've got right now is, you can't get better. In the forward line, we've got Sheasel, Horn, Francis, Petrarca, Miller, and then Pickett, which means we've got one forward, one flex, and one defense. Next week will be an upgrade for a Pharaoh, which means that we will have finished our defense. Hopefully, I've got enough money to upgrade for a Rankin. That will be a McKenna up to Rankin. That will finish our forward. And then we have our flex spot, which I can run a coming in there for a while. It means that we've probably got 3 trades to finish our team and 5, a little bit more potentially for my flex if I want to finish my team for good with that flex spot. Maybe looking at 4 trades left, which leaves us pretty thin for the end of the season. But I always like to keep that little bit of backlog for injuries, as we've seen with Sinclair. I don't really want to be using my trades for that, but you've got a force hand in this case. But it's shaping up well, to be honest. There's a little bit of bargain hunting that I have had to go on during the year with your Callahans and not going Dawson, missing out there. Luke Davies-Uniacke, who's turning out not great. Rao, which is definitely like a scraping the barrel sort of pick. Miller types. But in your defense and forward, there is just not a whole lot of options of consistent scorers like the midfield has at the moment. Midfield has all of them that I want. I want Bailey Smith. I want so many people in the midfield, but I don't want anyone from defense or forward line. I would even prefer some rucks. Like, I would rather a Jerry here in that flex or a Grundy. And yeah, it might be something that I could do, pull out of the bag later on the year. But that's how we're going rolling into this week. Nothing revolutionary, but we're shaping up nicely. We have 15 minutes till the bounce. As always, my webcam is covering that timer. So we go into our captain choices, which I think are probably the most obvious captain choices for the whole entire year. Of course, everyone's going to go that Vice on Nick Dacos. He's playing Richmond at the MCG. I think that he's going to run riot and have a similar score to what he scored against Port. And then if that doesn't go well, we've got North at Marvel versus Essendon, which is Sheezel, Luke Davies-Uniacke, Jerry. Pick your type. Any one of them, it would be a great pick. Other than that, I don't really see any viable captain options. You could just, if you've got a Heaney, go straight there against Brisbane tonight. The Gabba, I think you would be fine. MCG, Hawthorn versus GWS. I don't like anyone from that. Carlton versus West Coast. Maybe if you've got like Cripper, but even then, that's also scraping the barrel. So I don't like anyone from there. Of course, Nick Dacos, Collingwood, anyone from Collingwood really, like high-scoring types, even a Josh Dacos might be nice. Port vs Crows, really hard to predict, but I think that Worrell will score really nicely. He scored well against them earlier in the year. North Essendon, anyone from North. And then we've got Freo versus Gold Coast at Optus. You could go a Jackson, to be honest. Mason Cox did get dropped, I have seen, so that could be a watch. But it's why play around with it when you've got these obvious picks right in front of you? I think that everyone's going to get the benefit of a high scoring captain this week. So the rest is going to be made up with the team. And we've got most people playing except Maxi Gorn, which I can't do anything about, unfortunately. But we're looking good, I think. Hopefully we can. This is my worst buy round by far, but I think a lot of people, this is their worst buy round. So we'll have a look, see how it goes, and I guess I will catch you all up on our review next Monday night. Yep, Monday night it'll be. Peace out, everyone. Thanks for hanging out as usual, and I'll catch you all in the next one.